What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video today. In today's video, we're going to be discussing something extremely important to the automotive community. If you don't know, the EPA is taking a huge shot at motorsports, and it's extremely important to get involved and express your opinion on this. Basically, that's all today's video is going to be. I'm going to do just a brief overview of what's going on in case you guys have missed it, and just kind of give my thoughts and opinion on the situation. It is super important to the automotive community, so I really wanted to go over this and just kind of share it with you. And yeah, so basically links are going to be in the description for everything that I'm talking about, as well as the petition that you can sign, and basically anything you need to know is going to be in that link. So go to the link in my description. You can do all the research for yourself. There's a bunch of different articles there, as well as the petition you can sign. And we're gonna go ahead and dive right in. So I normally don't get into politics and stuff like that of this nature on this channel, but like I said, this is super important to the automotive community. If you guys haven't seen it already, I'm sure most of you have. It's been all over Facebook and social media. So basically what this is SEMA is pushing to pass the RPM Act, and that's the Protection of Motorsports. Basically they're pushing for us to go tell our congressman, and then that's going to be in the link below. You sign the petition and it sends a little email to your local congressmen, the senators and all that, and they're pushing for the Protection of Motorsports Act, which is basically going to keep motorsports intact as a whole. But the EPA is coming hard after motorsports. Basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it to where any street driven tagged vehicle cannot be converted into a race car. Any street driven car that has been converted to a race car, even though it's not driven on the street anymore, it is a race car, it must remain EPA compliant, which is absolutely ridiculous. Why must it remain EPA compliant if it's no longer a street car because it's been converted to a race car? And that's what started a lot of this back in 2015 when this was first introduced. Basically the EPA says, you have a street car, you made it into a race car, well, it still must comply with the EPA regulations. That doesn't make any sense. Now, even though that was never finalized back in 2015, that never actually got set in stone, the EPA is still maintaining that modifying your street car into a race car and tampering with any of the EPA regulated emission systems is illegal. You can't do it. I don't know why they don't want this, because I feel like this is the heart of American racing. Like, this is what we've done since the beginning. You take a car, you make it fast, you turn it into a race car, and you compete. I feel like this is gonna kill racing, because if you can't do that cheaply, you're pretty much gonna have to buy a kit race car, which is not gonna be cheap, and a lot of people aren't gonna be able to afford that. To me, it is fun taking a street vehicle and turning it into something it wasn't intended necessarily to do. Make it fast, make it fun, make it a race car. But the EPA is really coming hard after that. They want to prevent that 100%. And basically what they're gonna do is, to do that, they're really going hard after aftermarket parts, including superchargers, turbos, any high performance parts. They said it is their top priority to stop us from being able to get those. Obviously that's going to have a really heavy effect on us, me included. I have a lot of high performance parts on my truck, and I just couldn't imagine not being able to get a hold of those. This is really going to make it hard for anyone to mod their car. And a lot of people are going to say, well, I drive my Camry to work, or I drive my Prius. You don't need to mod your car. I need to mod my car. Cars are what have kept me out of trouble. There could be a lot worse things I could be doing, but I like to spend my time modding my car. I mod my cars because I feel like it's an extension of my personality. This is my build, my compilation of mods that I've put together to express me and myself. I love modding my cars. I could not imagine not being able to do so. And it just wouldn't be as fun. It just doesn't do it for me driving a stock car around town, to and from work, whatever. I need my modded car. It's my only release, my vice, if you want to call it that. When I feel super stressed or I'm having problems, I get in my car and I drive, and there's just nothing like it. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. And the EPA is coming after us and making it really, 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 really hard to get high performance parts. They're either going to make it impossible to get it, or they're going to tax the hell out of everyone who sells them, to where most people will go under, most companies will go out of business, and then it'll be a monopolized market. You'll be able to get it from one place, two places, a handful of places, and since they know that, they're going to be able to charge out the ass for it. So either part's going to be impossible to get or really expensive. Either way, it's going to suck. So hopefully they don't get away with this. Not only that, but it's just going to kill motorsports in general. I mean, it's crazy. And even to take it a step further, retail sales of racing products makes up $2 billion of a market. Imagine if that whole entire market, $2 billion, just went up in smoke overnight because the EPA can pass this new law. That would be detrimental to the economy. I mean, that's huge. $2 billion of industry just gone. But even the big stuff aside, the motorsports industry, all the jobs it can affect. I mean, think of the jobs if all these businesses are just fined out the ass and they can't afford to pay the fines and they have to shut down their doors, lay off the employees. I mean, all that aside, it's going to affect the little guys like us just trying to do mods in our garage, because we're not going to be able to find the aftermarket parts anymore. You're not going to be able to get anything to do the mods. I mean, I'm sure there'll be, you can find stuff used, and there'll be some companies that may be able to afford the fines and keep selling these emissions non-compliant parts, but chances are they're going to charge you for those fines and prices are going to go through the roof. No one's going to be able to afford to do the passion that they love to do. This for me is a passion. I mean, I live and breathe my car, truck technically, but it's an extension of me. When I mod this thing, it's me. This is my personality. Every ounce of me is in this truck, and I just couldn't imagine not being able to do it. I mean, it's gonna suck. So for me, it's very simple. I signed the petition, I participated. I want to make sure my voice is heard. It's also why I'm making this video. Hopefully maybe this video will inspire you guys to do the same thing. Link in the description, it'll be right at the top. Go, you can read the articles for yourself. There's a couple YouTube videos in that link as well. And then right at the bottom, you can click to sign the petition. Everything's already pre-filled out. It's a big letter. You just fill in a little bit of personal information, hit send, and you're done. And hopefully they'll see the outcry of letters and submissions of that, and they won't put it through. But I guess only time will tell, and we'll see what happens. But hopefully this video wasn't too terrible. Might have been a little rambly. I mean, it's kind of like last minute thing that I decided to do after work, and just kind of reading from my phone and improvising. But hopefully you guys liked the video. Make sure you stick around. If you're new to the channel, go down here and subscribe for more. Drop a like on the video as well. Comment down below, let me know what you think. Let me know if I messed anything up and got anything wrong. I'm always open to constructive criticism. I'm sure I did get some stuff wrong. When I do stuff off the cuff, I'll tend to say some stuff and just constantly flies out of my mouth. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you stay tuned for more videos, and we'll see you in the next one.